This demo is to demonstrate a SharePoint best practice for sending links to documents. In the past, we would often copy a hyperlink of a document by right-clicking and selecting the shortcut, or we would hover over and from the drop-down menu select the option to send to email as a link. Recently we ran into some issues with this, editing, not saving changes that were made, which were addressed with Service Pack 1 for SharePoint, but to avoid future issues and as a best practice to open up options for people when they're working or collaborating on a document, we want to get people trained to sending the link to the library in which the document resides as opposed to the specific document. The benefits of that are quite a few, of course avoiding the issue that we ran into, but additionally, before you edit a document, you're going to then, instead of it just automatically opening up, you're not going to know where it resides in SharePoint, and if you wanted to look at any of the document properties, then you would have to read the URL and figure out where it resides and navigate to that manually in order to get to this page where I can view the properties. So by sending a link to the library, the user, before editing a document, can see, what it's titled, what version it's on, and who last created that version and at what time, which can be very helpful in the collaboration process. And then from here too, I also have the ability to click on this menu and edit any of those properties, check it out, view previous versions before I make my edits, delete the item if that was the case. So many more options by navigating to the library. So going forward, we'd like to make that a best practice to send a link to the library and reference the document that you want to collaborate on. So as an example, if I want to collaborate on this PowerPoint for this trial library that we have set up, it's a third version of this Buckman SAP presentation. Instead of sending a link to the document, I'm going to send a link to this library. There's two ways to do that. One is to simply go, while I'm in the library, go to the URL, Control-C to copy, create a new email, Control-V to paste that, and that will sufficiently point everybody to the proper library. And here I might put a note, please edit a document, and then I'll probably come over here and just verify the title of it. Buckman SAP, I can probably even do a Control-C to copy that title here to save me some typing. I'm going to Control-V to paste that title. There we go. At library. There. So in this case, I didn't make it look pretty. Of course, you could embed this URL. You can see by copying and pasting the link to the document, the title of the document, it actually also embedded a link, which is fine to do. It's okay to still send those links as long as the end user knows that the best practice would be to open it from the library, then navigate to that document. But that way, then there's no confusion about which document we're talking about. The second way to send this link to somebody is right from the ribbon. If you go up to the ribbon to the Library tab, there's actually a link, just like you're familiar with in the menu for documents, to email a link. And you'll actually find this exact same feature if you're using SharePoint Workspace. You can be within a library and click the button for email a link. And there you go. Same thing. I would probably come in here and just insert a note about which document I actually wanted to direct them to, maybe even include a link just for verification purposes. But going forward, the idea is, instead of directly opening a document and starting your edits, this is going to allow you to verify the versioning and where the document is located before you start your editing. And then the end benefit is that when you close out of it and you save, you're going to be able to also then let this page take a second to refresh, and before assuming that your changes were saved, without checking the page that it was saved to, you'll immediately be able to see your name in the modified column along with the current date and time. So that gives you immediate verification that you did not lose any of your changes. On a side note, there is a presentation on this page about saving SharePoint documents, so please take a moment. related to this to take a look at the saving or save as best practices for SharePoint.